Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back again for another video on Marvel Strike Force. Today, we're going to be talking about the upcoming main event for the month of November called Patent Pending, which is going to be starting on Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific, I think, because Daylight Savings is, I believe, changing in North America. I know that it has already changed here in Europe, so my apologies if I get the time zone wrong. But anyways, you know that event is coming on Monday, and we're here to talk about what you're going to need to do in order to maximize this event and get that event item so that we can clear as much as we possibly can. So all that and more in today's video. So if you're ready to go, everybody, then let's boil this down. So first off, I want to bring our attention to the chart. This is the Patent Pending event chart from the blog post from Friday, which ironically, unironically, I don't know. Anyways, it has Kraven here, but I don't believe you get additional points for using Kraven, which is kind of BS a little bit. But you know, this is not the Kraven unlock event, so don't be too concerned about that. But there is a lot of stuff related to the Marvel's character, right? We got the movie coming out soon, and so that's the kind of shards that you're going to be getting in here. So these are the rewards for that event. You're going to get a lot of event currency through the Vibranium Slab. So this is the very first event that's going to be for the month of November, and it's a 4-day event. It's not too difficult, but you're going to get character shards for Captain Marvel. There is some shards in here for Photon, who isn't fireable yet, so that's okay. There's like 25 in here. I don't know how many. There's 25 for Miss Marvel Hardlight. There's some dark promo credits. I see 100, 200 dark promo credits. Maybe there's a little bit more. But unfortunately, guys, we're not going to really get much more on the milestones other than the event item, which is going to be milestone 14. More and more and more that they're basically punishing us in a way that, you know, previously Whalestones used to be like the last 3 milestones. Now it's basically the last 6 or 7. Like, we're typically only able to get to milestone 14, and that leaves, in this instance, about 6 more milestones that we're not able to achieve. So all of this stuff, 7 Red Star Captain Marvel, honestly, is not even that big of a deal. I don't know why they weren't able to give it to us, like further up here somewhere, but we're not getting any of this stuff, so don't be too concerned about that. The other thing too is, of course, there's going to be a web milestone that involves playing raid battles here. Playing raid battles, there's 10 of them. Very easy to do. We're going to include that in the math video, in the math content as well. But there's going to be both milestone points in here and Vibranium Slabs, which is for the month long as well. One thing that I do want to talk about is that the month long for Ironheart, this November one, is actually 800k. They've actually gone back to 800k, and I kind of want to bring this up really quickly because in terms of the expectations on the Ironheart character shards, you know, she is a 45 shard unlock, right? So we basically need to get to 84,000 and you'll get an unlock for Ironheart. The good news is I'm pretty sure that you'll get that this week. The bad news is, of course, is that when it comes to the current event that we have right now, it's not good. And I wasn't sure when I was going to talk about this, but basically there's only 6 days left of Project Pet. By the time this video goes out, it's probably down to 5 days because I'm recording this a bit in advance. But the Project Pegasus Showcase finale, you're definitely not getting 4 yellow, that's for sure. And you'll just barely unlock Ironheart. So you might have already been able to, you won't be able to farm this very much because you needed all 5 Pegasus characters at Gear Tier 15 just to do the challenge mode stuff. So barely anyone is going to get the chance to be able to farm this stuff, you know, and for that reason, I'm kind of glad that I spent the power course to unlock Ironheart early. So I've been able to farm this stuff every single day. It's not a ton of stuff. It's like Gear Tier 16 minis, but it's better than nothing, right? And so I hate the fact that they've left Ironheart so late that most people are not going to get a chance to really do much, if anything at all, with regards to the showcase finale. Now, when it comes to the Across Infinity, the campaign event kind of stuff, I've been doing the challenge mode stuff, and I've been farming mostly these end nodes with the catalysts. I've been doing a lot of the catalyst farming here, as you guys know. I mentioned this in a previous video. I've been farming a ton of health and focus catalysts, and so I've been, you know, getting a lot of that over this past month. But again, you know, these last nodes require Ironheart. I believe it's these last 3 require Ironheart, so most of you are probably only farming this stuff previously now that Darkhawk is unlocked and all of that stuff. But they just left it so late for the Ironheart unlock that barely any people are going to get to do this one, and I think that's really dumb. And also, you're definitely not getting a 4 yellow Ironheart before this goes away, so that's been whale blocked as well, or whale, whatever you want to call it, pay locked, paywalled. Nobody's doing this legendary, including myself, because I probably won't have the shards available for Ironheart to get there. So, like I said, 45 shards you're going to get here at 84,000 points, which you'll get this week, but the rest of the shards will not come quick enough in order for you to get that. So that's pretty disappointing in my opinion. So let's jump on over to, where did I want to go? To the actual math stuff. So I want to take a look at this. So we have the November, the new chart for reverse engineer the Ironheart Mark II shards. 125 shards for her event that you're going to get over the course of 800,000 points. They've reduced this down from 900,000, so it's not 900k anymore, it's 800k. And then we have the new event items, which are worth a little bit less. And then so far I've plugged in the numbers that we have thus far. So 51,000 actually we're getting from patent pending. That's this event coming up with the Stark grant, which is worth 15,000. So that's actually worth 68,000, but we're going to have a free claim, which we don't really know of quite yet in terms of how much that's valued. And also the web milestone, sorry, is worth 9,000. So 51 plus 9, 60,000, plus the 15,000, that's 75,000. How much did I say we needed? 84,000. So with the free claim, you're probably going to get this after a couple of days. You maybe will just get the first time rewards of the Project Pegasus finale event just before the event goes away. Honestly, by the time you unlock Ironheart Mark II. But let's go on over through the math, because that's what we're here to talk about. So let's jump on over to the events themselves. So patent pending is a 4-day event that involves spending campaign energy. You get bonus points for using Craven and Crucible if you paid for it, because I think it's up here somewhere down here. Basically, you can probably see it. You get bonus points, one-time bonus points for using Craven the Hunter in Cosmic Crucible, and at 4 and 6 yellow stars. I mean, I listed it here, but realistically, it's not free to play, so it doesn't really matter that much. We don't really the total amount of event points that you need to get the event item is 14,600 milestone points, and this event actually has a very low threshold in terms of total points. 38,000 is actually the max. Now, you're going to get 6,000 web milestone points from the web, and that's 1,500 over 4 days, or every day for 4 days. That involves 10 raids. Super easy to do. Shouldn't have much problem doing this at all. You do get 2 points though for every campaign energy spent, and this is where the majority of your points are going to come from, you know, because obviously you're not getting it from Craven. So as far as your campaign energy per day, you've probably seen this before. It's about 1,108 per day. If you get your free-to-play time-based energy, your 3 free refreshes at 80 apiece, and you do 4 refreshes up to 480 energy, and then the web milestone is 100 as well. Add that all together, you get about 1,100 or so. Times it by 2 because it's worth 2. You're going to get about 2,200 points. Times that by 4 days, you're getting almost 8,900 over the 4 days. Add that with the 6,000 from the web milestone, and you get roughly almost 15,000 points. 14,864. This does not include the free claim, though, which I don't really know what the value of that's going to be. Could be like 500 a day. Who knows? But we need 14,600 for the event item, which is really interesting, right? Because we're just cutting it. So what this means is you basically need to do everything I've listed here to the T. And if you don't do it, or if you miss something, you're not getting that event item. You're going to need to spend more campaign energy as a result. So do keep that in mind. If you're not spending all of your campaign energy and you're not doing the 200 cores daily, you might actually come up a little bit short. So make sure that you don't, and make sure you're doing all the campaign energy spending that you need to in order to reach this milestone down here, milestone 14, with the Stark grant check. Because if you don't get this, it's not worth a ton of points. I mean, it's 15,000, but I do want to feel that I kind of have this weird feeling that things might be a little bit tighter on this month than previous months. Because of the way they've kind of backtracked back to 800k. Also, this first event obviously makes a big difference if you want to unlock Ironheart. You know, if you don't get that event item in patent pending, then you're going to have a big problem when it comes to unlocking Ironheart Mark II to be able to do some of this stuff at the very end, for better or for worse, you know, to get first-time rewards for the Project Pegasus finale and the Across Infinity Pegasus showcase for, you know, the rewards that are in there as well. So That's basically it. It's a very easy first event for the month of November. Not too much to say here, honestly. Just campaign energy spending and making sure you're keeping up with your web milestone. All those things are going to be really important to make sure that you're claiming for this event. There's going to be another video coming out on Thursday, which is going to be for the next event, which is called Back to Formula. Actually, one thing really quickly, I'm just going to talk about this really briefly, and this is the ISO 8 Energy Alliance event called Built in the Lab. I believe this is also starting on the same day, November 6th. Yeah, so the same day as Patent Pending, and it looks pretty much normal. There's 100 silver promo credits in here. You should be able to get most of these milestones, I think, with the exception of these final 3, milestone 18, 19, and 20. You'll get a little bit of blue 5 ions and a little bit of blue 4 maybe as well. And yeah, some 4, some 5, not a ton. And there's a couple of blue 5 ion fragments, orbs in here as well for you to collect. Nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, it's pretty normal. Spend campaign, ISO 8 energy. Collect those allied orb fragments, which you're going to get, I don't know, through the free claim probably, and some other stuff. I don't know if they mentioned if it's in the Alliance donations. It does say, actually, free claims and Alliance donations. So all the usual stuff that we get from these kind of events. So nothing crazy there. And that's it, everyone. So that's going to be it for my Sunday event video. This will not be posted in my Discord probably unless there's major changes, just because things are a little bit awkward since I'm on holiday here. This is why you're going to have to pay attention to the video, but otherwise it's not a super complicated event, and as long as you do the things that I mentioned, you'll get through this just fine. And that's going to be the end of this video, everyone, and until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon, signing out.